they show him just laying down on the wheel. Are you? You guys should just let me edit it. That's not give people.
Hello and welcome to Bernie Holowicki Court for another fabulous matchup inside the Catholic League Central Division. Today's matchup pits the host Catholic Central against their division foe Orchard Lake St. Mary's. The Shamrocks have started to cool down after their sweep through Ohio with a tough loss on Friday against their rival in Brother Rice, where they only scored 39 points, over half of those coming from TJ Nadeau. And for the Eaglets on the other side, they've really put it together. First place in the division, and how about the #1 ranking in the state? And that's courtesy of the D-Zone's 100's newest rankings, as Josh Rothard and Lucas Straish here to take you through all of the action tonight.
Yeah, let's start with our team comparison tonight. Both teams scoring similar numbers on offense. Catholic Central had a very stingy defense to start the year. Those numbers have fallen off a little bit. Still very good, both teams on the defensive end. And that record definitely impacted by the 2 buzzer beater losses to De La Salle. Otherwise, this could be a potential Catholic League championship game.
Yeah, and this has to be a game Catholic Central comes out on top. They've got that big win against Brother Rice here when Uchenna made the buzzer beater, but they need a big win to pick back up as we're now over the halfway timeline on this season. It is worth noting, however, that the last time these two teams split a regular season series, you have to go back to 2017-2018 season. St. Mary's, of course, we mentioned, is the #1 team in the state, spot they've held now for 3 consecutive weeks. Catholic Central dropping to #12 in the D-Zone 100 after he lost to Brother Rice last week.
Yeah, let's now take a look at some of the impact players tonight. And who else could we start with but Trey McKinney, #1, the junior 5-star guard for St. Mary's. I mean, he's had an outstanding season. He's one of the more dynamic players in his class, both scoring, finishing at the rim, rebounding, and defensively. He's a nightmare matchup for most teams in the state because of his size and versatility alone, and he's looking to extend St. Mary's lead in this Catholic League division tonight.
Yeah, and for the Shamrocks, TJ Nadeau has had a stellar season in more than the obvious way. Yes, we know he can score the ball, but he has broken out to another level this season. His physicality has really shown. His defensive abilities have been off the chart. And I don't think he's ever been as confident as this year when he's driving into that paint.
Yeah, no, a huge question for the Shamrocks is who's going to be guarding Trey McKinney tonight. Last time out, we saw a combination, some Devin Lee, some TJ Nadeau. Expect that tonight. A lot of double teams on him. Don't want him driving. Do not want to allow open mid-range shots.
Yeah, great matchup tonight. Also consists 2 of the state's top guards. First in that matchup 3 weeks ago at St. Mary's. And then for the Shamrocks, Uchenna Amene has been very impressive, especially at home. He comes into this one averaging 14.3 points per game, but that number rises up to 18.5 points per game when he plays at the Bernie. And lastly, Lucas Straish taking us through his key to the victory for both sides tonight.
Yeah, starting with St. Mary's, they're going to need to limit the 3-ball from Catholic Central tonight. That's allowed them to get into a hot start in games at home against Waverly and against Brother Rice. You do not want that to happen. When they've struggled to score on offense. You also want to be able to control the tempo of the game. You want to push the pace, and you want to play at your speed. Finally, you want to create some mismatches. Use the versatility and the height you have with the athletic McKinney, with Sherrod Barnes, and use those matchups to get points for you. On the other side, Catholic Central is going to need to key in on Trey McKinney. You cannot let him beat you tonight, because if he goes unchecked, he could go for 30. You need to be patient on offense. Obviously, their pace is more slower. They want to play defense, and they want to take their time on offense, get the best look. You're going to need to be able to do that tonight. And finally, they need to space the floor on offense. You got to allow space for Uchenna and TJ to get to the rack, and allow your shooters, allow Devin, Asher, Sam, and others to get open on the perimeter and score some buckets.
All right, Lucas, let's send it down to our sideline reporter today, Zane Baydoun. Zane.
Thanks, Josh. Lots of action to look forward to tonight as the Shamrocks look to get a bounce-back victory following a loss on Saturday. We're also celebrating Coach Jackson's birthday tonight. Happy birthday, Coach. Now the story of the night, Adrian Guanje looks to make his first start for the Shamrocks following not making the team his junior season. Truly a story of perseverance and hard work for Adrian. Both teams are filled with quality, and all we can hope for is a quality matchup between these 2 Central Division rivals. Thanks, Josh. Back to you.
Thank you, Zane. Will definitely be an all-timer tonight. Number 12, Catholic Central against #1, Orchard Lake St. Mary's on the Shamrock Media Network.
Carrier.
Because clearly people are tuning into a basketball game to hear about me.
Man.
All right, we are just moments away from tip-off here at Bernie Holowicki Court. A night full of CHSL action elsewhere in the Catholic League. De La Salle travels to Detroit to take on U of D. Jesuit. Brother Rice hosts St. Francis de Sales from Toledo, and St. John's Jesuit and Central Catholic meeting in Toledo, Ohio as well. Back in a moment after the opening prayer and national anthem. One of the most anticipated CHSL matchups all season long. Last year, Catholic Central, like we mentioned before, swept the regular season series against Orchard Lake. Orchard Lake eventually went on to make it to the Final Four in a stacked Division I. As we take a look at St. Mary's starting lineup tonight, a lot of great ball players on the squad. Sherrod Barnes at the point guard. Daniel Smythe, one of the best shooters in the state. Trey McKinney, the 5-star recruit. Andrew Smith and Jaden Savory cleaning up down low. Savory was a transfer last year. Him and Zip Hines kind of fell into that MHSAA ruling. Play a game and then 3 off, and they kept doubling back on their decision, and now Catholic Central kind of faced with the same predicament.
Yeah, we'll see. As Jack Janda, a transfer from St. Mary's, we'll see if he's going to be able to be eligible to play this season. So, well, Skylar Hunter coming back from De La Salle, he was at CC previously, who was dressed last game, but he is not dressed tonight.
It's in the stands, this one. Storylines all over the place here tonight. Again, like you heard from Zane in the pregame, Adrian Gamje, what a story for him. Cut last year as a junior when Coach Naui was the coach. makes the team this year and is now making his first career start. He's averaged 7.5 points per game over his last 5. He was a key player in the win against U of D. Also had some big plays down the stretch at De La Salle.
Great turnaround from him. It's going to be a big game for him. I mean, St. Mary's has got a lot of height down low, especially with Jaden Savory, who's going to be his task today.
And so here it is, the number 1 ranked Orchard Lake St. Mary's Eaglets and number 12 ranked Catholic Central. Eaglets win the tip, and they have been hot in the first quarter this year as a foul called down low. Swardini tied up with Savory.
Yeah, it looks like that one's going on Nadu. Just kind of grabbed the right arm there as Savory was trying to post up. And just a little early. That was a little later. I think Asher had the steal.
That's been a problem for Nadu. He fouled out against St. Mary's at their place. As Savory with a nice move to start the game. Eaglets draw first blood here in Novi.
And if they're able to get it to Savory and he's able to score down low, it's going to be tough for Catholic Central tonight. As we mentioned, they're not a very tall team. See how they respond down low.
Amene working on Barnes. That's that guard matchup we were referencing pregame. Going to be a fun matchup tonight. Devin Lee drives in the paint. Kick out to Swardini. Swardini now finds Lee in the corner. And this is what you want for CC, a patient start on offense. They're not trying to force shots early on. Lee to the rack. Gets fouled, and that one will go against Andrew Smith.
Good take there from Devin. He waited. Really good set half-court defense there to start from the Eaglets, but Devin Lee able to get to the rim and draw the foul. Knocks down the first one.
Lee perfect on the pair, ties it up at 2, a minute into this one. And they're trying to feed Savory early. He's much larger than Gamje, forces a miss. Savory with an offensive rebound.
And that's
puts his head down, and they're going to get him for a travel here. Great defensive possession there.
Yeah, great work there by Savory getting the rebound, fighting through 3 people to get it, but just drags that right foot.
And so it's Swardini. Shamrocks 11-5 on the season, 5-4 in division. Half of those losses coming to De La Salle on buzzer beaters. Now the fast break. Barnes kicks to Savory up top. And Savory's got the first 4 for St. Mary's tonight. Feed coming from Sherrod Barnes. And now Nadu has his pocket picked. Barnes the other way. Up top, and the foul called on Amene.
Barnes getting a little chippy with the student section after. This is going to be a heated one. Obviously, the JV, if we don't know, the JV game ended with a buzzer beater for St. Mary's on a layup in overtime. And the student section was getting into that one. JV players let them know at the end of the game. So we'll see how that carries over into this varsity game.
Barnes can't find the rim on that one. Back iron miss. 6-2 Eaglets, 2 minutes into this one. Amene, patient. Bounce pass into Gamje off the glass. Great feed from Uchenna. And there's Gamje making a big play in his first start.
It's exactly what they need him to do down low. Get open and make your layups.
Now McKinney, first time touching tonight, mid-range is good. Very pure form from the 5-star.
Yeah, that's just too easy. He was able to get his dribble going. It's tough to stop him there. That elbow shot is his bread and butter.
And now Amene drives in, double team, good feed. Gamje off his hands and out of bounds. It was tipped, but I think Gamje did touch it last.
It's another turnover for the Shamrocks, 3 to start this one. Got to keep it cleaner.
Give and go, Barnes double teamed. Finds McKinney right away on the catch and shoot 3, and he is dialed in tonight. converting on both of his first 2 attempts. Shamrocks in an 11-4 hole early. Gamje, kick out pass. Amene sets, fires. Can't get it. McKinney with the rebound. And tried to run the floor.
You can tell there, McKinney always thinking a step ahead, trying to fire down to the block. Asher Swardini able to get a hand on it. Good defense from him. We've seen him make a couple alert plays early in this one.
McKinney in the post, guarded by Nadu. Step back. Off the back iron, no good.
Yeah,
Devin Lee grabs the rebound.
Really good perimeter defense there from Nadu, not allowing an easy shot.
And now Lee off the feed from Nadu. Pure from downtown. Devin Lee buries the triple.
Really good 20 seconds there from the Shamrocks. In for TJ Nadu. Good defense. Pushes the ball down the floor, finds the open man, and Devin Lee knocks it down.
St. Mary's has just had an answer on every possession. Jaden Savory again, up to 6 points early on.
Yeah, Shamrocks are going to have to find something to do with him down there. It's been too easy.
13-7, Eaglets lead. Nadu guarded by Sherrod Barnes. Good ball pressure by the Eaglets. Lee with the left hand, nearly has it stripped. Swardini now, kicks, Gamje, thought about the 3 and he walked.
Took
It's
an
the 4th turnover in the first 4 minutes of this one.
Yeah, took an extra step there. And the Eaglets defense is really closing on these drives. You can tell their focus is not letting Catholic Central get to the rim. As every time, at least on that possession, that they tried to drive inside the paint, it was shut down immediately. They were forced to kick out and press too much, turned it over.
And now Gamje working hard on the other end. And it'll stay with them. They're going to get Savory here. He's shown some sparks for Catholic Central.
Student section, bigger than we've seen it all season.
You'd put it over Rice?
I think so.
We just blocked the aisle way here. Nadu with McKinney working on him with the hand check. Good screen. Swardini free off the screen. Can't get it to go. McKinney with a strong rebound and heading the other way.
Those are the ones he's going to need to make.
Contested too. McKinney with the contact.
Quick 7 points for him.
They haven't had an
He's
answer
3
yet.
for 4 from the floor. See which team goes to their bench first. It looks like it will be Todd Covert, as Hines looks ready to check in.
Backdoor feed. Amene wasn't ready for it. Got in there, but stolen away by McKinney. Cross-court pass. Smythe out to Smith. Spin move on Amene. Kick to the corner. Barnes sets for the lead, or excuse me, for a double-digit lead. And Barnes knocks it down, which will take us to our first time out of the game. St. Mary's coming out firing tonight. An 18-7 lead for the Eaglets with 2:55 to play in the first. And with that, we can take a look at the D-Zone Top 25 for this week. If you notice, there's not a single CHSL Central team in Michigan not in the top 15.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of movement. Catholic Central was up to, I believe, 8 or 9 a couple weeks ago, but that loss to Brother Rice made them fall a little bit. But to see 5 teams in the top 15 from the same division is impressive. But I think more impressive is that's how it's like every single year. These teams are getting into the top 20. And this is probably the most competitive division, definitely in Metro Detroit, probably the whole state.
Yeah, best division in the state for sure. CC split the season series in the regular season with Brother Rice, but they'll get U of D to try and sweep that series at home next Tuesday on the Shamrock Media Network. And they've got some answers to find early on here, as St. Mary's shooting 80% from the field to start this one.
And it's not like they've been super easy shots for the most part. I mean, the way McKinney's been able to score on all 3 levels. I mean, we saw from the block, we saw from deep, we saw from mid-range, but they're going to have to find something. If that's double teaming him right away, if that's just not allowing him to get the ball in the first place.
Nadu driving in, spin move, strong off the glass. Nice finish for Nadu. It's his first points of the game.
Yeah, and his first shot, they're going to need to get him going.
That's Mason Wisniewski, Heidelberg commit, and he walked there. That's Onamisi Sadiq checking in. He's guarding up on Wisniewski there. So Gamje heads to the bench for the first time. He had a nice shift to start this one. Amene kicks to Lee. Lee had a really tough game against St. Mary's last time. He's off to a nice start, hitting his first triple of the game here. Swardini driving in, Zip Hines on him. Amene goes up hard with some contact. Barnes called for the foul down low.
Yeah, just good, tough drive from Amene. Once again, St. Mary's not really allowing a lot of ball penetration there, but Uchenna is able to get it to the rim and draw the contact. Look to get Catholic Central into the double figures here. Just over 2 minutes to play in this first quarter.
Amene can't convert on the first free throw. Second one is pure. He splits the pair. As Jim Shannon downstairs says. 18-10, 1:58 to play in the first. Wisniewski into McKinney in the post. Step back two, gets the foul call. Pump fake got Nadu off his feet. That's his second foul. That's a big one right there.
Gonna have to be careful, especially still in this first quarter, having two. Gonna be tough. Looks like Sam Howard will check in here. Just a little too close there to McKinney. And it's tough because if you give him really any more room, he's knocking that one down.
And so Howard checks in. It's been kind of that rover 6th, 7th man in this rotation this year. McKinney perfect from the line. And they have doubled up the Shamrocks in the early going. 20 points in the first quarter is something else in the Catholic League. Swardini to the rack. High off the glass, doesn't go. Rebound kicked out to Lee. And now McKinney with the takeaway. Going the other end, and a slam in front of the student section.
Yeah, might have taken an extra step before that one. Either way, McKinney is firing on all cylinders. It's just a bad decision there from Lee.
Now here's Lee in the mid-range, and he can't hit. And a foul called down low. They will get Daniel Smythe. Now St. Clair has worked his way into the rotation. Amene into Lee, a lot of contact there on the inbound.
Yeah, both teams playing physical.
It's the CHSL for a reason. Lee to the rack, tries to sneak it in with the right, doesn't go. Sadiq with the rebound, and Swardini buries the tray from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they needed that one. It'd been a while without a bucket.
Sherrod Barnes to the rack. Tries to kick it out. Gathered by Zip Hines. Hines kicks. Barnes has already made from that spot, but he can't convert on that one. Amene with the rebound. Heading the other way, coast to coast. Kick to the corner. Swardini going to try for a second time in a row, and it hits the side of the backboard. But another rebound. This time it's St. Clair. Swardini for a third time. In and out, no good. And the rebound to McKinney.
It's tough. Usually if he's getting another chance from that spot, that's his. Just couldn't get the roll there. Nice hustle there by St. Clair to get the second shot opportunity.
And St. Mary's holding for the last shot. 10 seconds, and McKinney threw it out of bounds. Coach Covert not happy with that one. Understandably so. Amene driving in. Gets the foul call here on the floor.
And that is...
It is the 5th.
Going to the line either way.
Yeah.
1.6 seconds left.
And Amene knocks down the first. Second from Amene is good. He drains it. And now Hines, full court shot, rejected by Amene. And that is how the first quarter will end. St. Mary's leading 22-15. And that'll give us a chance to take a look at the CHSL Central standings. As of tonight, Catholic Central, they've got tied for the second most wins, but they find themselves in 5th place.
Yeah, just a lot of clutter there in the middle. I think if St. Mary's will wrap this one up with a win tonight. And obviously those two buzzer beater losses to De La Salle hurt. Those are De La Salle's only wins in the conference. But
and it's shocking when you think about it.
Exactly. I mean, missing Phoenix for a while probably hurt them. Toledo St. John's playing really well in their limited time in the division. That was a tight one against Catholic Central. That Devin Lee was the hero there. A couple tight ones, and then a 10-point win against St. Francis. But a lot of 5, a lot of 4-win teams in here. St. Mary's will clinch the division with a win tonight.
Yeah, funny enough, Catholic Central has a win against 3 of the 4 teams in front of them, but yet they find themselves down in 5th place due to win percentage. But a big win tonight could propel them all the way up to 2nd place with some help.
Yeah, they definitely need to at least split these next 2 games against top 5 teams in the state.
Top 6 teams will play in the CHSL tournament at Marion High School. St. Mary's is all but locked up the bye for the first round, and then the second bye is up in the air right now. So Catholic Central starting to find their rhythm on offense as we head into the second. Amene mid-range over Savory. It's too long, and McKenney corrals the rebound for St. Mary's. Sherrod Barnes, corner 3, off mark, and now he tries to throw up a circus shot. Savory somehow gets the rebound. For a 4th time, it's Barnes. And he walked.
Travel. Another travel for St. Mary's. That's 3, I believe. And
yeah, 3 shots from that possession.
Yeah. And I mean, Catholic Central, you cannot be allowing 3 rebounds like they did there, especially against a team with a better record than you. You can't allow them to outwork you, especially on the boards. That's what's happened so far tonight.
Look out right there is Andrew Smith. Talking to some of my buddies in my study hall, and they were marveling over the fact that there's 4 Our Lady of Sorrows alumni playing in this one. And so Amene gets a high screen from Sadiq. Feeds St. Clair. Swardini now. Feeds Amene. Amene thought about it. Kicks to St. Clair. Wide open 3. Ooh. In and out. Just rattles. Wow. Great look there. Now no look pass.
Need to convert.
Zip walk now. A lot of turnovers early on. No team can really get settled in.
It's been a chance for Catholic Central to make a run, and it's still at 7 for the first minute 15 of this second quarter. And St. Mary's is turning it over. They really need to try to cut this lead.
Amene finds Lee. Lee fires off the catch and shoot. Pinballs out to McKenney. That's his 5th rebound. He's going to go right to the rack. Pull up jumper. Nothing but air.
And he started hot here. He's cooled off with his last couple shots.
He's going to hear that one.
When you're a top player in the state, they're going to give it
no matter where you go.
Heat. Yeah.
Amene Swardini mid-range, that's a long 2. Asher Swardini now 1 for 6. McKenney finds Smith, drives in.
Probably should have been a foul there on Sadiq.
Maybe Sadiq got more of the ball. Amene into the paint. And called for the block down low is Sherrod Barnes.
Yeah, I think that one was a block. On the other end, it definitely should have been a foul on Sadiq.
So that's 2 on Barnes.
Nadu looks ready to check in after this first free throw. We haven't seen him since he picked up that second foul.
That was what, 3 minutes to go in the first? And he nails the first. And so Sherrod Barnes with 2 fouls will head to the bench. And Amene converts the second. 5 straight makes after the miss on the first. Amene up to 5 points, all coming from the free throw line.
Yeah, they've really keyed in on him from the floor. He's still finding a way to get points on the board.
Smith, acrobatic shot. Savory leans in and draws a foul here.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. It definitely should have been a foul in the last possession. That one, it looked like Uchenna got mostly the ball. And that's his second foul. So we got 3 of the 4 top players in this game have 2.
I think you're going to see Amene check out. He looks tired either way.
And Nadu, for a second, looked like he was going to check in on that last free throw, but he's still on the bench. And Alec Ford will check in for Uchenna. So these are going to be some valuable minutes with neither of them on the court.
And with McKenney still out there, and this is probably a group that hasn't played a single minute, these 5 players together all year.
I mean, 3 sophomores and 2 juniors on the court. Oh, sorry, 3 juniors and 2 sophomores.
Swardini more than poised. Lee. Shut down instantly in the paint. Lee drives in, has his pocket picked. The other way to Trey McKinney up top. And his second dunk of the night gives the Eaglets a 9-point lead.
Yeah, Nadu looks ready to check in.
They need some output. They got their 2 top scorers on the bench right now. Ford into the mid-range. Bad miss.
I mean, last game against Brother Rice, the problem was on the offensive end. They only put up 39 points. Right now with 17, almost halfway through the second quarter, they need something to start going. Amena and Nadu will check in here.
You don't want to fall behind too fast in this one. Got to be a little bit more cautious defensively. Kenny is doubled on the perimeter. Hines heaves it to the corner. Now Smith all the way across the court to Smythe. Normally one of the best shooters in the state with a bad miss there.
Just did not get set right there.
Some early game frustrations from both coaches.
I mean, St. Mary's has had opportunities to push the lead, and Catholic Central's had opportunities to cut it.
Nadu
both
kick
haven't
out.
really taken it.
Swardini for 3. In and out.
He's having a rough one tonight.
Yeah, we really needed him to step up. Just missing though.
He's getting good looks.
Great looks. Hines thought about it. Now from the paint, easy jumper. Back to a double-digit lead.
Catholic Central only 2 points in the second quarter. And they're from the free throw line. No field goals.
Nadu, wide open 3. And that one can't go. Amene with the offensive rebound. Nadu will try again. And just nothing going right for the Shamrocks. They have had so many good looks. McKenna going straight at Lee. And Lee has played some great defense tonight. forces the turnover there.
Howard will check in for Devin Lee here. And, I mean, you're right. The amount of travels that we've seen on St. Mary's, you'd think Catholic Central would have been able to close this lead. That's the fourth of this quarter, I believe.
Nadeau. Now Howard feeding Nadeau. Gets free and a nice, easy off the glass. That's what you need. You just need to see the ball go in once.
Especially that's where we've really seen him expand his game this year, is that like 5-6 foot range.
Savory powering through, and he's had a great night. He's up to 10 points and 3 rebounds.
He's playing really physical. And you showed off the speed there, getting to the rim from the perimeter.
Giordini on the crossover. Nadeau wide open again, and he can't connect. Savory with his 4th rebound of the night. St. Mary's has really wanted to go fast break, and Amene does an excellent job of anticipating that play.
Great job drawing the charge. Men will bring it up. Catholic Central still down 11. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Howard backing down. That's Aiden Hanks. Kamje in the corner, powering through. Savory, and he's going to get called for the travel here.
It's his second walk. So Savory will take a break. See if Catholic Central will be able to be a little more physical down low with him out of the game. I mean, he's been a real problem tonight.
McKenney pull up 3. Kind of a bad shot there.
And I'm kind of surprised
stay with the Eaglets here. Now, Coach Covert will take a timeout. And we will take a quick 30-second timeout. 30-19, St. Mary's top-ranked team leading Catholic Central here in the second. So fresh out of the timeout, 2 minutes to play in this first half, and it's a big 2 minutes for Catholic Central. Only 1 field goal in this second quarter. McKenney drives into a triple team and has it stripped. Somehow Andrew Smith gathers control and a foul called.
Yeah, one's going to be on
Gamgee. That's 3.
They're just being really aggressive trying to get that ball.
First. What am I saying?
Devin will check back in for Howard. Shamrock's just got to figure something out. They've held the Eaglets to only 8 in this quarter after 22 in that first.
Oh.
Their Swardini will get called for that one. But the defense has definitely buckled down in the second quarter. I've obviously been helped by a lot of personal turnovers from the Eaglets, but the offense just has struggled to get anything going. Only 4 points in the quarter, and 2 coming from the free throw line.
Smith to Smythe. Good ball movement here for the Eaglets. Hines into the post. Wisniewski working on Lee. And the hook shot won't go.
Yeah, good defense there from Lee, forcing him a little too far to his right. Just misjudged that.
Amene going coast to coast.
Been their best way of scoring is getting him to the line.
Shamrock shooting 23% from the field, 15% from beyond the arc. And Amene knocks down the first. And the second from the senior is good as well.
Yeah, he's 7 of 8 from the line. One of the only things going right on that end of the court.
Minutes of play in this first half. McKenney clears out the left side. Great defense by Nadeau, forces a shot, and it's no good, but somehow Wisniewski fighting for a rebound, and that height advantage has just proved extreme. TJ Nadeau's the tallest player on the floor for the Shamrocks, and he's got to size up McKenney.
Yeah, and that ball just kept ricocheting off the bottom of the backboard. If it had just gone a little lower, it would have gone out of bounds and been Shamrock ball.
And now Nadeau with a crafty play here, steals it away from Wisniewski. Drives left. Good pump fake, but gets rejected at the top of his shot. And now Trey going the other way. And another charge called. The whistle almost came before the contact. Almost anticipating the charge.
That was before Uchenna had even set his feet. I'm wondering if it was something with Devin, like maybe he threw an elbow there. I'm not sure.
Extend the elbow.
It would be really early call if that was a charge drawn by Amena.
37 seconds. Amene likely will hold for the final shot. His defense has really stepped up in the second, though. It was 22-15 at the end of one. Only 8 points for St. Mary's in the second, and only 6 for the Shamrocks. Amene thought about it, now backs out. He's got Zip Hines on him. 10 seconds to play in the first half. Nice feed. Gamje has his shot rejected. That is goaltending.
Yeah.
So Gamje will get credit for the points, and Amene with the assist.
And he's been a good presence down low, at least on the offensive end. He's on the defensive end when Savory's been on the court. He's been tough to guard.
How about that reach from Wisniewski, though? 5 seconds. Hines over the timeline, crossover behind the back. Up with the floater at the buzzer, in and out, and no good. And St. Mary's still leads Catholic Central. It's 30-23 at the end of the first half. Kind of a strong finish, though, for Catholic Central.
Yeah, that second quarter ended up being a wash, but I think both teams are going to be angry with how it went. Definitely both had opportunities when the other team wasn't able to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, both teams definitely have things to figure out at the break. Their stat leaders for the first half for Catholic Central, Uchenna Amene led the way with 7. The Eaglets have 2 in double figures. McKenney with 13 points on 9 shots, including 7 rebounds, and Jaden Savory with 10 points and 4 rebounds. And so we will now send it down to Coach Jackson, who's with Zane Baydoun courtside.
Coach Jackson, great first half great first half here. Only trailing by 7 points tonight. What do you guys think you need to change offensively or defensively to get yourselves back into this one?
We just got to make shots, honestly, man. We're just starting making shots. It's a 7-point game. We're defending pretty decent now. Second quarter, we did a better job, but we're just not making shots. If we make our shots, game over. You know what I'm saying? But just be patient. We're coming, man. We're coming. Defensively, I just want us to take it up a notch, make sure we rotate a lot quicker than what we are, and then rebound better, man. It's going to be a physical game. It's a good team, so it's going to be physical. We got to be men and just play through it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, baby. Yep.
All right, thank you, Zane. Back in a few minutes for second half action, but first, we'd like to acknowledge our title sponsor, Chris, Andrew, and Patrick Neems, former Catholic Central lacrosse players, as well as the team over at Neems Rush Family Wealth Management Company, which is your source for protecting and preserving generational wealth. For all of your personal, financial, investment, and estate planning needs and more, visit www.nemisrush.com. 8 minutes away from the start of the second half, you're watching a CHSL battle on the Shamrock Media Network. Enjoy halftime. We'll be back.
Hi, my name is Tyler Stewart. I am the Detroit Catholic Central Media President, and I'm a senior here at Catholic Central. For CC Media, we broadcast football games, basketball games, and we're soon branching out to hockey as well. We also do some production in graphics and videos as well.
My name is Josh Rothert. I'm a senior, class of 2024, and I'm the lead play-by-play broadcaster for our social media team. And then I also am in charge of the on-screen graphics, so I like to run through about 10-15 graphics that we can use for the pregame intro, during the game, starting lineups, all that sort of stuff. Make sure that we have our statistics updated for the stream, and kind of just go from there.
I'm Lucas Straish. I'm a senior, and for the media team, I'm one of the broadcasters for our sports games. So to anybody who wants to try something new, maybe go into something that's a little different than a lot of other clubs. Like, you don't see this at most schools, but the way you can join the club and participate in so many different roles. You don't have to be a commentator. You can be an editor, be a graphic designer, be a cameraman, be a photographer. All these different roles are available for different types of people. It's a really cool feeling to be able to watch it and feel like you're watching a college stream online.
We're trying our best to make sure we get as many members as possible to fill in our roles, because like our president's a senior, obviously. Both the broadcast, me and Lucas are both seniors. we can always use you, even if we have someone already filled for the roles for the football game. You can come and shadow. We got a lot of excellent, great guys. They know what they're doing, and they'd be happy to teach you so that next year when time comes around, you're going to be at the forefront of it.
We meet Mondays, and every Monday we coordinate specific roles, who's going to be there at the game, and who might be able to shadow the game, as our club is kind of top heavy right now. We have a lot of juniors and seniors, so we really want some freshmen and sophomores to come in and experience what it's like, come and shadow.
They will end up docking the game. Blue lines also. Here comes Hollywood after that. DC Shamrocks. Reaching up high. 1.9 minutes. Shake off.
Just moments away here from the second half here. The Shamrocks trailing 23-30. Talked to Coach Jackson at the half. He just said they need to make more shots. Let's see if the Shamrocks can come back and pull away with this one. Back to you guys.
All right, just moments away here from the start of the second half. Let's take a look around our Catholic League. Currently at the end of the third quarter, De La Salle leads number 5 U of D on the road. You mentioned Coach Yokaj without a win against the CHSL team, regardless of the Shamrocks. And then Brother Rice looks to be cruising to a win over St. Francis, and a battle in Toledo. St. John's holds a manageable lead over the Fighting Irish in the second half. In the Bernie,
It'll be interesting if De La Salle is able to pick up their first Catholic League win against a team that is not Catholic Central. That would be a big win for them, and it'd be a big loss for UD. It would definitely help the Shamrocks if they're able to get the win tonight.
Points in the first half, very typical for Catholic League games. The first meeting between these two teams saw 126. There's Smythe from the corner, getting his first one to go through.
Catholic Central's running a 2-3 zone on that one. Maybe trying something new on the defensive end, just weren't able to close out in the corner quick enough.
We saw them before the break. The coach was huddled up for about 2 minutes before going into the locker room. Thought the defense was pretty good in the second quarter, held them just 8 points. And now an offensive foul. Amene extending the elbow. And that's 3 on Amene. So you give up a 3. Oh, they call it on Lee.
Yeah, it was
So
on the
moving
pick.
screen.
It was on
Okay.
the pick.
You give up a 3 on the first possession on defense, and then you get an offensive foul on the first possession on offense.
Yeah, not a good start here.
McKinney freed off the screen, and no good, but the second chance points have been piling up. Savory through the hole, and McKinney, that's 3 chances on that possession.
You just simply cannot allow that if you're going to try be able to come back into this game. You cannot allow second and third chance buckets, and that's the reason they haven't been able to close this deficit.
Nadu, nifty work on the post fade there. Nice little step back.
That's one of McKinney's favorite moves, is that turnaround jumper from about midway between the key and the three-point line. Good job there by Nadu to execute it.
Barnes for 3. He can't answer. Amene hustles for the rebound. Maybe some contact. Nadu knocked McKinney down. Swardini, Lee for 3. Can't get it to go. It'll stay with the Shamrocks. Nadu, nice job of throwing that off Barnes.
Yeah, really close there. I think it was off Barnes. St. Mary's. Believe it. It should be going the other way. It was off Nadu.
Swardini working up top. Mene patient. Finds Lee. Lee drives in. Floater. Just hasn't found his touch. He made his first shot of the game, and he's missed 5 straight. Savory just too long and moving downhill. Momentum to the rim, and it's a 12-point lead for St. Mary's.
St. Mary's has come out quick to start this half. Scored on 3 of their first 4 possessions. Central's going to have to figure something out, whether it's continuing to go into that 2-3 zone or it's playing man-to-man.
Good kick from Swardini. Amene sets. Bad miss.
It's going to be another one on Gamje.
I don't know about that.
Like they were both fighting.
St. Mary's 8 points in the second, and they've already mustered 7 in the first 2.5 of the third.
These next couple possessions are going to be crucial for Catholic Central. You really need to buckle down on defense. You cannot allow any more points, especially easy buckets.
Well, Sadiq in the game now to guard Savory. McKinney, nice pump fake, and wow, that's a sweet stroke from the outside for McKinney.
Looks like he was almost able to just throw the ball down towards the sideline. Pump faked it, and a really good fade away there from him.
And now Andrew Smith, costly turnover. Smith the other end, and an obvious foul. Devin Lee saves 2 points, but it'll send Andrew Smith to the line, and Coach Jackson wants to take a timeout.
And that's another Shamrock getting at least his second, so now 4 of the starters have at least 2 fouls, with Gamje with 3. It's definitely going to come into play later in this one.
So St. Mary's expands to their largest lead of the game, and we will step away. 39-25 into the timeout. St. Mary's in full control here in Novi. Smith knocks down the first free throw up to a 15-point lead. Smith perfect on the pair.
And these last just under 5 minutes of this third quarter is really going to tell how this game's going to go. If Catholic Central's able to take control of this game, cut this lead down to single digits, we'll have an interesting fourth quarter. But I think if it's staying over double digits and Catholic Central's still not able to put the ball in the bucket, this could get ugly quick.
TJ gets fouled on the reach by Barnes. That's 3 on Barnes. They can kind of eliminate Barnes here by giving him his 4th. Now Nadu sets off the inbound, chases his own miss, into the paint, has it stripped by Savory, 2-on-1 the other way. McKenney, easy Euro step right by Swardini, and it's an 18-point lead. Up top, Amene to Sadiq. Nice reverse lay-in to answer.
A good quick finish there. Got to keep the pressure up. Looks like that's what they're going to do. Both of these players got to be careful with their foul count.
Barnes, wow, rattled out.
Oh, looked like it was off Savory last. We'll stay with the Eaglets.
Smythe
has it.
Into Savory, double teamed. Bad shot there. Great defense from the Shamrocks. And Mene finds Howard in the corner.
Yeah, he hasn't really been a factor on offense. He had 11 last time out against St. Mary's.
Here he is here. Nadu from the corner sets. And in and out again. That has just been the name of the game today for Catholic Central.
And Nadu has not been able to get it going from beyond the arc. And he'll steal that one. And maybe a dunk. I'm not sure.
Very anticlimactic finish. I don't know if he had enough to get all the way up there at first. Back down to 14. Savory. Howard hits the deck. No foul call. Amene works nicely off of Barnes. Good feel for that mid-range jump shot.
And he's starting to get it going from the field.
Still only his first make from the field. 9.7 coming from the charity stripe. Good ball movement. Barnes into the paint. Good feed to Savory, and as a hot potato as the Eaglets are passing it around.
See, it looks like that'll just be a warning there on McKinney. Preventing, probably delay game warning right there. Preventing Shamrocks from inbounding. Barnes will check out here as Aiden Hanks will come back into the game.
McKinney up to 21 points.
The Shamrocks only have 31. It's been an issue for them. They still really haven't figured out how to guard him.
Sadiq sets the screen, and Mene almost has all 5 Eaglets on him. St. Mary's has been very quick to swarm the ball handler today. Howard finds AP forward in the paint. Good pass to Sadiq. Howard open in the corner, and the dead eye can't hit. Sadiq tossed to the ground. Savory will get flagged here.
Yeah, just got a hold of that arm, and when he went, Omanisi went as well. And that's 3. That's 3 on Savory.
They're chipping away here. Barnes already headed to the bench prematurely. Nadu with Smythe on him. It's a mismatch. Howard. Over to Nadu. Tight press coverage here from the Eaglets. Nadu gets Smythe off his feet. Tough look. Sadiq Now, when the Shamrocks have turned back-to-back possessions with offensive rebounds, Amene guarded tightly into Howard. Great feed from Amene. That's a pass a veteran player makes.
A good finish there. That's just something they need. Mentioned earlier in the second quarter when TJ hit the free throw. That kind of started their offense a little bit in that second quarter. We'll see if that layup will get it started here in the third. Minute and a half to play in the quarter, and it's still a 14-point game.
Forward on Smythe. Aiden Hanks. Now Savory has a mismatch on Howard. Drives in,
it's a travel.
And that is going to be a travel.
Extra step there. It'll be another walk for St. Mary's. They're closer to double digits than they are to 0 right now.
For the depth of this team, have to mention that they've got unlimited depth. They have 17 players on the varsity roster. Probably half of them are 6'4" or taller. Under a minute to play in the third. Howard with Aiden Hanks guarding, drives with the left.
Really nothing going here on offense right now.
Nadeau with McKinney. Good feed to Amene. Goes up hard and gets called. Is Wisniewski. 2 shots for Amene loading here. He's been almost perfect from the line tonight. Leads the Shamrocks with 11 points. Knocks down the first. And the second is true as well. 9 of 10.
And that's, again, been able to keep them in the game. It's only a 12-point lead right now for St. Mary's. Catholic Central is going to put some full court pressure right now. Kenny guarded by Nadeau in the backcourt.
He might be holding for the final shot. Hines works into the paint. Smythe driving baseline. Tough shot. Beckett St. Clair with the rebound. McKinney pressing in the backcourt. Over the timeline is Nadeau. Ford fires a 3. In and out.
That's going to be a foul there on Hanks. Again, just grabbing the arm there of Sadiq. It'll keep the ball on the Shamrocks' end. 11 and a half seconds to go in the third quarter. See if they're able to cut this to 10 or 9. Really make them feel better going into this fourth quarter. Obviously, went into the break down 7, and St. Mary's just came out firing. Got the lead up to 16 at one point.
10 seconds. Amene lost his footing, somehow recorrals the ball, and they'll tie him up.
That's actually huge for Catholic Central. Probably should have been a travel there on Amene for spinning with the ball, but he didn't really have possession. So it's going to stay with Catholic Central.
I was wondering if Coach Jackson was going to pull the trigger on the timeout there, but they have the possession arrow. They'll retain possession here.
They only had 3 timeouts left. You probably want to save as many of those as you can. 3 seconds left. See if you can get some points on the board here. Just don't want what happened right there. You do not want an easy transition
They're
bucket.
actually going to double Amene here. He wanted a foul, and I think he has a right to one there. Nadeau, tough shot at the buzzer. So it's a 12-point lead at the end of the third. Take a look back earlier in the year, January 9th, just 3 weeks ago from today. Catholic Central, St. Mary's battling it out in the Dabrowski Fieldhouse up in Orchard Lake. Sherrod Barnes, 15 points, led the way, and St. Mary's able to get the win 70-56. Both teams were ranked in the top 10 then. And that was a game that got heated down the stretch. If you remember, hook and hold foul at the end. And
double technicals on Barnes and Nadu. Nadu had to be restrained by some of his teammates. He was getting heated in that one, ended up fouling out about a minute later. And that was a game that was really close at the half. I think it was either tied or it was a 2-point lead for St. Mary's. Shamrocks just let it go down the stretch. Trying to do the opposite here, trying to cut into this lead.
And the Shamrocks were red hot in the first half of that one. And they have just been the opposite tonight. They're shooting 11% from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
And if you remember the Waverly game, the De La Salle game, the hot starts this team had from downtown, and tonight it's just gone opposite. They've had great looks all night.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
Just going to need to keep getting those shots up, and you need some of them to fall if you're going to have any chance of coming back in this one. And for St. Mary's, you just got to keep pressing, keep working on the boards and getting those second chance shots that have really hurt the Shamrocks. Jaden Savory back into the game. It's been a big part of their offense.
And he's fouled here. Yeah, him and Barnes each with 3, McKinney with 2 fouls.
That's 3 on TJ.
I have no doubt he's going to stay in the game until he gets the 5th.
Yeah,
really not much more time.
He's the second Shamrock to get to 3 fouls. As Gamje's on the bench with 3.
Mene as well.
Oh, yeah.
Savory misses the first free throw. Knocks down the second. It's been about a 10 to 16 point lead throughout the majority of the second half. Ever since the opening possession was a 3-pointer for St. Mary's. Amene, nice work, and that's just the day it's been.
He's able to get to the rim, but just can't convert the bucket.
Now Hines to the rack. He can't get it to go. And now Nadu wants to run the floor up to Amene. Rejected by Andrew Smith from behind. 2-on-1, McKinney into the lane. Ooh. And just a bump from Nadu.
Foul, yeah. And that's his 4th. That's big with still over 7 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. And now McKinney is going to go to the line with the chance to make it a 16-point game. Nadu is going to check out here with 4.
Well, I mentioned he might not come out, but you didn't expect him to get the next foul just 20 seconds later.
And the way they've kind of let them play at some points down low tonight, that one seemed a little bit different than the other ones. McKinney completes a 3-point play, and it's back to a 16-point game.
Mene surveying. Twardini thought about the long-range one. He's bolted from there before. Trying to get some spacing.
He's got a mismatch here on Savory.
Savory, football player, picked up numerous Division I offers, including Michigan State this week.
That's the 4th on Barnes there, and he was really on the
Got
receiving
unlucky.
end of that blow, yeah. Easily could have gone against Amena. Now Hines is going to have to check in. Barnes will go to the bench with his 4th.
They've held Barnes into check. He had 15 and 4 at their place. Just 5 points and 2 rebounds tonight here. Amene doubled in the paint, kicks out to Swardini. Lee with the left, work into the rack. Leaves it for Sadiq, and almost a pass there off the glass. Sadiq has enjoyed a solid night of 4 points and 4 rebounds, 2 coming on the offensive end. McKinney flips the court. Smythe for 3. Rattles out. Rebound to Sadiq, his 5th. And it's time to go for the Shamrocks. They want to go fast. Amene has it swatted away. Foul called. If that's on Savory,
it's going to go on Smythe. That's his 2nd foul. But that could have been Savory's fourth, and this one would have gotten interesting if he had to come out of the game. The way Amena's going to go to the line, try to cut this back to 12 where it started the quarter at.
Ten straight makes. Mene, probably one of his more interesting games in his career. 11 of the 13 points coming from the free throw line.
That's something good players do, is they find a way to contribute wherever they can, even if their shot's not going down, and he's been able to do that from the line.
Kenny faced up by Lee. Bad pass, somehow Smith gets it, and just excellent ball movement. Savory gets Lee off the ground. Offensive rebound, Savory.
Oh, late call there on Sadiq. Savory will go to the line. It's only Sadiq's first. He can afford to fouls down there, but rather not send them to the line when you're trying to cut into this deficit. Just under 6 minutes to play here, 5:40 on the clock.
Savory, the other Eaglet in double digits, aside from McKinney. Knocks that down to give him a solid 19 points on the night. Go with 6 boards.
He's been a big problem.
Mene feeling out the defense. All right, Swardini. Swardini has it taken away by McKinney. McKinney coast to coast on Howard. Layup is good.
Swardini getting pressured by Hines here in the backcourt.
Sadiq, good feed from Amene, but he can't get it to go. Gets the rebound. Lee, nice shot from the mid-range for Devin Lee.
I think the rebound got Sadiq on that one, but good job corralling it, and good shot there from Devin, who had a quick 5 in this one. It's kind of cooled off. His first points in the first quarter.
And now the and one for Hines at the other end. Just the icing on the cake. St. Clair and Nadu back in the game. Hines can't convert the and one. Lee coast to coast into the paint, and he's fouled.
That's 4 on Savory. It's a big foul. See if he stays in.
Lee's first trip to the night was 2 for 2. First one clinks off the iron. Lee's second is good. 15-point lead for the Eaglets. We invite you all to join us next week for the final basketball stream of the year. Is number 5 U of D Jesuit comes into town. Shamrocks already knocked them off at their place earlier this season. And that'll be Tuesday, February the 7th at 7 p.m. on the Shamrock Media Network. U of D will not be number 5 when that game comes around, as they are trailing against De La Salle.
It's going to be a big game for Catholic Central. If they're unable to come back in this one, they're going to fall to 5-5 in the Catholic League with a loss here, and you want to make sure you stay in that top 6 with how jumbled up the conference is.
Well, St. John's Jesuit was able to knock off Toledo Central Catholic 57-47. No update from U of D. And then over in Birmingham, Brother Rice defeats St. Francis 66-47. 4:30 to play here in Novi. Shamrocks have a lot of work to do. They got to erase a 15-point deficit in just over 4 minutes. Hines, good pass, but McKinney can't get a finger on it. It falls out of bounds. Mene. It feels like he's had the ball in his hands for 90% of this game. Tough look. Nadeau got shoved from behind and can't get his look to go either.
Just a couple good touches there by the basket that just cannot roll into the net. So that's going to be another possession down the court where they're unable to get any points.
And now falls right into a Manny. McKinney took a hard fall. He is down on the court. And they're going to stop it in the middle of the Shamrocks possession.
Yeah, that's
Ford drills the 3.
You can't, I think the referee's made a bad call there. Obviously, you want to make sure McKinney's okay, but you can't stop the possession when Amena has the ball for Catholic Central in their own offensive side. Usually you have to wait for the ball to turn over in possession or for a dead ball to stop it there. So I'm not sure what the motivation was behind that, especially if McKinney's staying in the game here.
Tough break.
Looks like he is going to come out here as Barnes checks in.
So Amene spinning off Hines. Swardini kicks, perfect pass. St. Clair for 3. Can't hit it. Nadeau into Lee. Swardini was at the ready. Lee, tough bucket there. Up to 10 points on the night.
See, they're going to have to start putting some pressure on St. Mary's here.
That was a long possession. And Coach Cover will take a timeout. 3:08 to play in this one. Number 1, OLSM, 57. Number 12, Catholic Central, 44. On the Shamrock Media Network. There you get a look at first-year head coach Torrey Jackson coming over from Grand Blanc after leading the Bobcats to a 24-2 record last year. Oh, okay, I thought.
Yeah.
Amene was straddling the line, but it didn't look like he was on it.
Just the inbounds pass bounced on the line as Swardini will check back in for Alec Ford. It's obviously what you need, a quick turnover there. Got to get some points here. Got to cut it to 10 or 11.
Amene. Tough shot. That is, wow. That's tough.
We've got some tough rolls tonight. That might be up there for the toughest.
Smythe is uncontested under the basket. And that rebound puts McKinney up to a double-double, 24 points and 10 rebounds for the junior guard / forward. Nadeau again, and Amene on the rebound.
Just cannot get anything to fall right now. Chenna will knock down another from the charity stripe.
12 in a row. And Pure on the second. Arguably, well, probably his best day at the free throw line of his career. 14 free throws, 13 makes.
Not one of his best from the field, though. It's just been pretty standard for all the Shamrock players in this one. Have not been able to get anything going.
Smith gets both. I don't know how Amene got a finger on that.
Ford has it. There'll be a foul.
Careless foul.
McKinney, that might be 3, I believe, on Trey McKinney.
Sounds right.
See if things get chippy, and it's a big rivalry game.
Only 2 on McKinney.
2 on McKinney. But see what happens. That's the 5th on St. Mary's. So Alec Ford will go to the line.
It's a big free throw here.
Just off the back iron, and nothing has gone right for Catholic Central on the offensive end tonight.
Almost been a lid on the rim.
Knocks down the second. They only had 39 last time out against the Warriors, and here a little bit better, 47. But they've had a lot of opportunities to make that number higher and just have not converted them.
2 of 20 from 3-point land tonight. Two minutes to play. They have the full court pressure enacted here. Savory. Daniel Smythe has just found the 4 easiest points of his career. St. Clair in the paint. Lee sets for 3. That's no good. Nadeau, hustle, good rebound, and a good putback through some contact. Nadeau is leading the Shamrocks in field goals made and percentage tonight. 5 of 13 from the field.
I haven't really seen any Adrian Gamje since he picked up that 3rd. A lot of Sadiq here at the end.
Now Barnes will get free throws. This game has moved at a pretty stagnant pace over the second half. I think St. Mary's is led by anywhere from 10 to 16 throughout basically the entirety of it.
I mean, there's been opportunities where they've been able to stretch the lead and they haven't. There's definitely been opportunities where Catholic Central's been able to cut into it and they just not been able to, whether it's converting free throws, turning the ball over, or just making shots. So you see there, 14 of 49 from the field. Just 28%.
13-point lead for St. Mary's. A minute and change to play. Amene, pump fake on the shot. Lee for 3, and he buries it from beyond the arc. Finally a three-pointer, 3 for 22 in the game. Zip Hines up to McKinney. Good 2-on-1 to Savory. And he's up over 20 points now, and even 21. Nadeau for 3. In and out, and McKinney secures the rebound. That should just about do it. Up to Hines. We'll play to the final buzzer. Smythe pulls it out. Cross-court movement.
Just going Going to play keep away at this point. 20 seconds to go.
Barnes to Savory in the corner. And out to Hines, and that will do it. And St. Mary's stays hot. A big win on the road for the top dogs as Coach Covert comes in here and spoils Coach Torrey Jackson's birthday. St. Mary's gets the victory 64-52. Highlight performance from Trey McKenney, 24 points and 11 rebounds. Jaden Savory with 21 points and 6 rebounds. And for your Shamrocks, 3 in double figures. Amene with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Lee followed with 13, and TJ Nadu with 10. And Catholic Central has a tough test at home next week against U of D.
That'll be a big game. They need to win that one in this Catholic League.
We'll have that one here. As we give one last final shout out, we'd like to thank our title sponsor, Chris, Andrew, and Patrick Neems, former Catholic Central lacrosse players, as well as the team over at Neems Rush Family Wealth Management Company, your source for protecting and preserving generational wealth. For all of your personal, financial, investment, and estate planning needs and more, visit www.nemisrush.com. And as they sing the alma mater from down on the floor, we will say goodbye from the booth. Up here in the booth, Josh Rothert alongside Lucas Drache, Francis Toma, our statistician, Cal Pretty on cam 3, Noah Brady on cam 2, Sam Fueling downstairs on live cam, Hayden Saka on our stream. Want to thank you all for watching. And Zane Baydoun, our wonderful side rally reporter. I want to thank you all for watching. Stay safe, have a good night, and always remember to drive safe.